Welcome to the We Business Podcast. My name is MJ.
And my name is PK.
And welcome to a podcast where we talk about the TV shows and movies and everything in between that we watched this week. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before we continue. Hit that like button. Leave us a comment if you loved what you've listened to today. PK, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It was a really good Friendsgiving, so it was so much fun and so much food as well. So yeah, it was amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am trying to learning how to relax, learning how to give into not constantly make myself busy throughout every single moment of my life. Yeah. And realizing for the first time in a long time that I need to invest in a career that I love. I deserve happiness. And if I'm going to be in a job that I'm working in 40 to 60 hours a week, I need to like what I'm doing, which it's obvious that you're supposed to be in a job that you like, but obviously a lot of us are not in a career or a job that we love. And so we settle for a job that's paying us a lot more, but it's not satisfying us in the ways that we need. So it doesn't, make our life better. In fact, it probably takes a lot from us and drains us at the end of the day each day. So I'm learning that, and I'm job hunting. I'm making sure that I'm finding jobs that I really do am passionate about, and that of course also pays me well.
Yeah. I can feel that too. I think I'm in the same boat, that I'm not really happy with my current job right now, but I'm trying to see what I can explore and what my other options are. It's honestly tough when you don't have the connections and the relationships already there for you or handed to you, and you actually have to build it yourself and work on it yourself. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what I'm finding really tough in terms of getting a new job. But I don't know, I'm trying to also give myself the encouragement and just not try to be so tough on myself, and try to take off that pressure a little bit.
Yeah. It's hard to not be tough on yourself, especially when you have such high expectations, or you're comparing yourself with others, or you're comparing yourself to yourself, to the goals that you've set for yourself in the past, which is that's the third column there, and that's what I do. I compare myself to my former version of myself, or to the goals I've set for myself, and I know that life changes, circumstances changes, but I still think that I should be able to still meet those goals. Secondly, I also feel as if I've been putting myself in a box in the past few years, in the last decade. And just because I am not I don't have the certain mentorship, or I don't know a lot of people who are in the role or the career that I desire to be in, doesn't mean I shouldn't have the courage or take the risk to get into that career job. Mm-hmm. I should just take the leap and just pray to God and hope that I land on my 2 feet, or 8 feet. Yeah. No, 2 feet actually. 2 feet. 2 feet. I was like 2 feet. Yeah,
for sure. Taking that risk is definitely, it's hard, but you have to take that risk. Otherwise, you're never gonna know what the outcome is, and you're always gonna think about it. And I don't know. I think that's what life is about, taking risks. Yeah. And see, and I feel they would work out. You just have to really work hard for it, which I think you have the personality for sure.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, and that's why I also realized too, I do want a man, I do need a man, only because to make my life easier, it's hard relying on yourself for each and every part of your life. It's exhausting, and it's great sometimes to have a person in your life that would say, hey, do you need help? Or do you want me to do something for you? Don't worry, you relax, let me do it for you. It's great to have that second person in your life to lean on. And I realized, yes, I do need a man. Not just want, I need a man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's not that much to tell about my dating life recently, unfortunately, guys, but you know what? I think I need to start putting myself out there again, and I need to go in person more rather than relying on the apps. But I don't know. I feel like everybody just meets on apps lately.
We just have a really bad job of doing it. I personally do not like the dating apps because I don't like the pictures that are on there. So if y'all see me, don't judge my pictures. But I'm gonna be on there because I'm not out and about in the world. Like I don't meet a lot of people. I work a lot.
Yeah.
So for me, I need to be on the apps and my pictures have to be good to attract the right person. A lot of people will make assumptions and make their final judgment of you based on the pictures that they see on the dating apps. And I want my pictures to be great and I don't feel like they are. So that's why I'm not on there. What's the point?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, y'all. So before we get into the TV shows and movies we talked about that we're going to be talking about today, let's go into our Kiss, Marry, and Kill segment where we pick 3 characters out of the things that we've watched this week, most likely men, and we will tell you if we would kiss, marry, or kill them. So I guess for me, it's Will Smith.
Yeah. Well, for me, I watched
Jay-Z. Well,
maybe like Taylor Swift's relationship. I don't know. We can do like her past relationships. Yeah, Kelsey.
I don't know her past. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do her new one.
Okay. So we can do Kelsey, Taylor Swift's current boyfriend.
Current, yeah.
Will Smith, Jada Smith Pinkett's ex, I guess. Oh, it's weird to say. And what's the third guy?
We'll just do them. Oh no, we need a third guy. I did finish watching Love Island US, but we've already done that.
It's a big ensemble cast. I don't know how you're gonna pick one.
You can't really pick one.
I guess we pick Jay Shetty. You know Jay Shetty?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Jay Shetty interviewed Jada Pinkett Smith. So Jay Shetty, Will Smith, and we got Kelsey, Taylor Swift's boyfriend. So who would you kiss, marry, and kill? So for me, I would probably kiss Will Smith, kill Kelsey, marry Jay Shetty.
Damn, okay. I thought you were going to say marry Will Smith, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
I think I would marry Jay Shetty because, like, oh my God, like, looks, personality is all there, and he's, like, super wise and, like, knows what's, like, you know, I think he'll keep me grounded for sure. I think I would kill Will Smith and then kiss, what's his name again? Kelsey.
Okay, you explain yours.
He's like really good looking and he's like my type, kind of.
He did date a black girl before he dated Taylor Swift, apparently.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
I know that. Yeah.
Okay. But I think isn't he like really good looking? I can't even take a picture.
He is to certain people, apparently you in the white community, but I don't find him that good looking.
I feel like he's good looking, so that's why I would like kiss him, and then it just leaves Will Smith to kill.
So Travis Kelce, Kelce did date, a girl of melanin descent before Taylor Swift, so that's definitely interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So look, for me, I didn't choose Mary for Will Smith because I love Will Smith, but I wouldn't marry him. I would want to be his friend and learn from his business mind. Because he grew an amazing empire and he's a movie star. So I definitely want to walk in his footsteps alongside him or even behind him. But I do not want to support him in that role as a wife. So for me, based on what I heard from the interview, Will Smith really does love keeping up with the Joneses, which is keeping up a public persona. And he could be quite demanding in a relationship. And
I think that makes sense because he's like a great mentor, but he's not a great like partner.
Yeah, he may not be the greatest of partners, so that's why I wouldn't want to marry him. I totally want to be friends with him, be his family friend, like help me whatever he needs, but I wouldn't want to marry him. Yeah. Only because I also want to be the star in their relationship. I want us to both be stars. I don't want to support you as the only star. So there's that. Travis Kelce, I'm not interested. And then Jay Shetty, like he has a really good loving relationship with his wife. Even though I'm not romantically attracted to him, physically attracted to him, I do find that he has the great values and he has held down a really strong relationship for a really long time. And he works on that, and his relationship isn't perfect. And as we will talk about today, no celebrity relationships are really perfect.
Right.
Yeah. So that's about it. That's the game. And now let's get into, what we watched today. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll start with like the Taylor Swift concert movie, the Eras Tour. So I kind of understand what the hype is about, because like when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh my God, it's like bringing up so many like throwbacks and like so many of her good old songs. So personally, I'm a fan of her old songs and I'm not really a fan of her new songs. So I enjoyed that part where she brought up the older albums, the older songs, and I'm like, oh my God, I remember how catchy that was. And it actually brought up like memories of like birthday parties, of like hangouts and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God.
Very nostalgic.
Yeah, I feel like the music really brings back memories for me. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's been so long too.
Yeah.
So I know we grew up with her music. So
we did.
It's very like nostalgic for us. But personally, I didn't really like the vocals. I feel like she could have done a better job with the vocals in her concert.
Yeah.
It was very off sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's because of the performance. She couldn't really balance the performance and the vocals, which is definitely a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And only certain singers and artists who are, I guess, more experienced and have done many concerts and stuff like that, I guess. But overall, it was still a good concert, I would say. I can see why people would want to go. I can see the hype. Personally, I still wouldn't go just because the vocals weren't there, and that have to be there for me just to make the concert worth it. But in terms of the set list, it was like amazing. But she only showed one city in her concert video. But I also didn't like the part that you were saying. It wasn't really a docuseries where she didn't express any of her thoughts and opinions about what was going on at the moment in her head and like the process, basically. They didn't go through the process. It was just basically you're going to the concert, but you're sitting at home and like watching a concert.
That's kind of where I thought they lost me. I never watched the movie with the Taylor Swift concert movie because it was basically what you're describing is just a concert.
Yeah.
No documentary. So I wanted to learn the behind the scenes BTS about the marketing in regards to the Taylor Swift concert. It was a phenomenon over the past 1 year. The way Taylor Swift and her team marketed her concert and her tour was something that no one has ever seen. So I think it would have been great to hear her and her team explain how they did that and what their thoughts have been on how it's just been unraveled and just like it just went viral all throughout the world. They really didn't explain that. So I really wish they did. So it was just pretty much a concert, which I wouldn't go pay to go see her. Not because I don't like her. I'm not big enough fan of hers to go and do that. So I mean, how would you rate the movie?
Well, the movie was, I would give it like a 7 or a 6 maybe, 7 or 6. Yeah, 6.5 maybe, just because the vocals weren't there for me. The performance was great. The song list was pretty good too. But personally, I don't really like the newer songs. I'm more of a fan of the older songs. Yeah. And yeah, for me, I wouldn't go to the concert because I don't think it was worth the money if I just only like the old songs. But yeah, I think the movie, it literally was basically you going to the concert, but you're just at home, like in your PJs.
Yeah. I don't know. I never knew how many diehard Taylor Swift fans, but I think that's where her concert and the entire thing was pretty incredible to see, because at the end of the day, you got to see the numbers of her fan base, and you see how strong her fan base was. I mean, there are people who would go see Taylor over and over, would see the concert 4 times. But of course, the way they marketed the concert, each concert was different and unique from the one, before that one. So it was definitely interesting to see. I wish they did more BTS, but it was pretty much straight up a concert, guys. So I didn't go see it, but looks PK thought it was okay, but you would not see it again.
No, I wouldn't see it again. Okay. And I had to fast forward some parts because I wasn't a fan of all of her songs. So I only watched really the beginning of it and the middle a little bit, and then the later part of the movie, it was mostly just her new albums. And I'm not really a fan of those songs, so I kind of fast forwarded those parts. So if you are a diehard fan of Taylor Swift, I think you'll definitely like this movie. But if you just like her and mostly her old songs, I don't think this movie is worth the time.
Yeah. People are saying that Taylor Swift is the white version of Beyonce. Do you think Taylor Swift is on the same level as Beyonce?
No.
Ooh. Hot take, hot take, hot take, hot take, hot take. Explain yourself.
Beyonce is Beyonce. I don't think anybody can be Beyonce, unfortunately. She's the one, it's just one Beyonce in this world, Beyonce's performances are definitely at a next level. Taylor Swift's were good performances. No, they were okay, they were good. I wouldn't say that they were the best performances. I know Beyonce has had amazing performances, and her concerts are always sold out immediately, and it would be really good because she knows how to do performance and voice. She's able to balance both of them. Yeah. But I don't think Taylor Swift can do that well. And it's not I'm not trying to shit on Taylor Swift, but it's a hard thing to do, honestly. It's very, very difficult, and it's only a few people in the world that can do that, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think Taylor Swift, she has an amazing ability to be creative, and she's an excellent songwriter. Her song bank is quite extensive.
Yeah.
But for us, I just don't think she's at Taylor, Beyonce level. I think her drive might be, but I don't think the way Taylor Swift performs is not the way Beyonce performs. But she's around that vicinity.
Yeah. I think she's definitely around it because she has done different genres of music, which is really, really impressive. So I think she's, like you said, she's definitely a good songwriter, but I don't think the performance is as par as Beyonce.
No. I mean, I have to watch the concert to see, unless she hasn't, improved over the years. But based on what I've seen on TikTok and other social media platforms, she hasn't. And I think just the way she markets herself and the fact that she's doing a tour where she's really showcasing all of her music is that's the sex appeal of her tour and the concerts. With that being said, let's pivot into the entire Jada Pinkett craziness. That was her telling the world that Jada Pinkett Smith has been single since 2016. Wow. So Jada Pinkett Smith is doing a book tour for her book, and I think I might buy it because it looks like it's really interesting. And she went to Good Morning America, Jay Shetty, the Diary of a CEO, to give her interview and do a podcast episode with them. I listened to Jay Shetty's one, and it's almost 3 hours long. It's a really, really long podcast episode, but they really do explain so much, including the slap, the marriage, her mental state. It looks like she's been suffering from depression for a very young age. So there are many parts to this, and I definitely want your guys' opinion and also PK's opinion. I want to know. Here's my first question. would you ever stay with a man because of the societal pressure and what people think of your relationship and how your relationship has been put on a pedestal? Because to her, she did stay with him for this amount of years because she was afraid to really live her true self, which is, separate from her man. I mean, they separated amicably in 2016. They still lived together. Now they don't live together, but they did. And they even broke up several times before 2016. So it was a rocky marriage. And she really did not put herself first in the relationship. It looks like she's been putting Will Smith first. So number one, would you put yourself first in a relationship or put your partner first? And would you stay in a marriage because everybody thinks your marriage is great and because of the societal pressure? For me, I wouldn't. I don't care. I do not care what you think about my marriage, about what PK thinks about my marriage, even though I may come to her for an opinion, or my mom thinks, or whatever, because it's my marriage. I'm the one living it. I'm the one that has to go through it. So if I need to get out for my mental health, for my future success in this world, I will get out. That's just me. She stayed in it because, or not that she stayed in it, she let people believe that they were still together because of how people put their relationship on a pedestal. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely easier said than done. It's definitely like, oh, I would definitely put myself first. I wouldn't even think of my partner. I wouldn't think of society. Yeah. But there's a lot of society pressures, and I can understand why she stayed in a relationship, because I've seen this firsthand for sure, like with family members, coming from Indian background. This is like literally what Indian families do. They stay with their partner even though they're not happy in marriages because of the pressure from the Indian society and the community. So I can definitely see where she's coming from. I don't think it's an easy decision to be like, F everyone, I'm just gonna do what I want, because there's so much factors into that, and it's also the way that you're raised as well. I think that affects you too. So if you're in that mindset of like people pleasing, of like listening to others, of being being that good girl and being like, your favorite for your parents' favorite and stuff like that. So I understand that. That's tough. Like trying to break out of that is hard, very, very hard, when you've like dug yourself in a hole and you can't get out of that hole until many years. So I think I understand why it took her so many years to get out of that hole, because it's tough, very, very tough.
Especially the lies that has been weaved this entire time. And even though they haven't been, like, for instance, like the whole slap scenario, they came to the Oscars, even though they came to the Oscars, they technically came separately. Like, they came as a family member to Will, and Will Smith actually asked Jada, like, hey, Jada, do you want to come to the Oscars? And she was actually surprised that he asked, apparently, and so she came. So the entire slap, she felt, and I understand her that she felt that she never thought that Will Smith would say the word wife out of his mouth, because when he said, get my wife out of your XX mouth. Yeah. She was surprised that Will Smith said the word wife, because that was the first time that Will Smith said the word wife in a very long time. So because of that, like, she was taken back by that, and she kind of knew that Chris Rock would do something left, just because that's just who she is. But she knew deep down inside, and he did apologize to her somewhat after the fact, that that's not who he is, and that's not the nature of who he is. So but the thing is, like, she didn't come out to really try to address it. And maybe like this entire tour of doing the book tour, it's a way of addressing everything. And that's probably the reason why she didn't do it, because maybe it was planned earlier around the slap that she was going to come out with a book and she was going to tell the world, I am separated from Will Smith. I am now single. But they've been single for 7 years. So I just do not understand why, like, it's so hard to keep up with. It's too much to keep up with.
Yeah.
And the relationship is just too, it's not hard to understand. It's just too complicated for us. And I understand that Jada is so interested in making her relationship more honest and authentic to us to understand. But you somewhat lied to us about the relationship and everything because you allowed us to come up with our own narratives over the past 7 years.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody's saying. Just keep us out of the loop now. Like, whatever happens, like, even if you get back with Will Smith, don't tell us.
Yeah. It's definitely like kind of caught you off guard kind of thing, where it's been a long time, but I think it's just very complicated. There's like so many factors that are probably going on, and it's just too complicated at this point. At this point, it's too much, you know?
It's too much.
If she said it maybe a few years back, maybe it would have been a little bit, you know.
Then we would get it.
We would, yeah.
You know, like if she came out and said, yeah, I'm separated from my husband and we entered into an entanglement, then I would understand. Because at that time, it would have been a good chance. Because she said that she came out saying that she went into entanglement as a soft run for everybody to know, like to see how everybody would react, to see.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like,
just do it.
Just tell us. Like, we don't care about like the hoops and the like, it's like a circus. It's too much to follow. And that's why everybody's like, just keep us out of the group chat.
Yeah, I can see that now because it's too much now. I feel like if you've already done that, like as like a soft run, it should have just been like, you know, out in the open, like put everything.
Rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she was vilified when that happened because everybody thought that she cheated on Will Smith. And everybody thought that their relationship was an open relationship. Apparently, they never had an open relationship. They were just single. Because they were separated since 2016.
Yeah, it's too complicated. It's way too complicated.
But I'm like, bro, just be honest. We're capable. Like, I understand that we as society has put this relationship, Will Smith and Jada relationship, as relationship goals. And it is our fault, partly, that you guys did all this. I understand. But guess what? We're smart people. We're not in your relationship. We would get it. We support you guys. We love you guys. So whatever you guys decide to do, if it's not relationship goals, if it's toxic, whatever it is for you guys, for each other, just let us know when it's happening. But to let us know like 20 years later and you've lied to us and done all this like aerobics and all these things, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I think we're like more like modernized now. It's not like we think traditionally, especially like our generation.
Yes.
We're like past that point, right? So I feel like in our generation, it's not like there's not that much stigma around it, but I can see how it can be for the older generations. But
I think a lot of people thought, oh my God, Will Smith and Jada Smith, I mean, their relationship goals, they've been married for so long, it's gonna go for the long run. Right. But no one knew the turbulence, never knew that Jada Smith, trigger warning for anybody. But no one knew that Jada Smith wanted to end unalive herself.
Yeah, she has suicidal thoughts.
So it is partly our fault, but you can't blame all that on us, and you have to like take your own.
But that's a
be accountable to your own decisions here. Yeah. And she has, and she is, but it's like it's just too much now. Where it's like, okay, this is a lot for us to digest.
Yeah. I think it's also just a part of her career of like being famous and being a celebrity. It comes with a lot of like mental health issues, and I know that that's like a lot of celebrities that deal with that, but most of them are open about it. I feel like it's
only because mental health is really acceptable now. It's really acceptable now to talk about mental health and to normalize mental health. Back in the day when she was growing up, it's not. It's like, oh, you have mental health issues. Oh, you're crazy, or you're insane, or you know.
That's true.
But Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting. The interview was really interesting. I definitely do see it very bingeable. In fact, I do want to continue finishing it. It's a lot of her self-improvement, self-acknowledgement, growth that she talks about, which I understand. But a lot of people want to defend Will and defend Jada. Will Smith is apparently dropping his book at the same time, so you get to hear his thoughts and how he dealt with the relationship. Is he also
doing an interview with any podcasters?
I'm not sure. Okay. If so, I will listen to it. Yeah. But basically, what I'm hearing is that Will Smith and Jada have been in on this entire time.
Oh, wow.
They've been really open. Their kids knew they were separated. Like, it's not a secret in their own family and friends, but to us, the world, it has been. It's just... I think they're doing this.
Like for publicity?
For publicity and for money. But yeah. I understand you guys don't owe us anything. You guys don't. But when you help perpetuate a lie unintentionally to the world, you do owe us some answers. And now they're doing that. But now it's like, whoa, they're really telling us all what's been going on. Yeah. And it's coming to the point where it's like, I don't think I want to know all of this.
It's a lot.
Like, I need some time. Like, the interview was 3 hours. I need some time to digest, like, each part of this.
Yeah.
And Will Smith didn't know that Jada Pinkett Smith was going through all of this, or her depression, a lot of it during the relationship. And I think he said in a letter that he wrote to Jada that if he knew that, he would have hugged her more. So... it's definitely, like, they both really love each other. And she even said that she's trying to figure out her own way into being in an authentic relationship with Will Smith. Yeah. Whatever that means. It's just too much. Like,
because they still have to, like, co-parent and, like, try to coexist somehow, right? But yeah, it does seem like a lot of information that they're throwing at us.
It's so much, guys. It's so much. And I'm just... I never looked at Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith as relationship goals.
Me neither, honestly.
I just thought that they're in a marriage. Like, we know nothing about them. It's like us saying, like, Ryan... the guy who did Deadpan... Ryan Reynolds and his wife as relationship goals.
Blake Lively.
I'm sure a lot of you guys are saying Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are relationship goals, but we know nothing about their marriage.
But I don't say that. I just think they're like a beautiful couple together.
Exactly. So I was like, oh my God, they're beautiful. They look beautiful together. But I wouldn't say I want that in my life. I want that type of relationship because we don't know what that relationship is.
Their relationship's not even that public.
Like, we have no idea what they're going through.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they don't even have like a docuseries or anything.
They have nothing.
Whereas, like, David Beckham just dropped his docuseries, so you can kind of have more of an insight on their relationship, and then you can decide if their relationship goes or not, which I think they are. Really? Mm-mm. Wait, have you seen the docuseries?
I did. I'm watching it. It's so boring. The first episode is like kind of boring. You actually like it?
I like it. I like seeing other people's lives.
Really?
Especially famous people's. I like seeing their lifestyle and their family life and their,
I mean, it's fun to see how they lived. I mean, but to me, it does seem like...
it wasn't that much going on. Like, there was definitely, like, slower scenes and, like, it definitely...
It is picking up the third episode, but you can tell that David Beckham, what's his name's wife... Posh or whatever.
Posh Spice. What's her
Posh
name?
Spice. I don't know what's her name. But anyways, David Beckham's wife really does support him. Mm-hmm. But he did end up cheating on her at some point.
He cheated on her?
Yeah, didn't he?
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did in Europe.
No, there was rumors about that.
But didn't the TikTok, like, people are saying that he did though.
But that's what they said in the documentary, that he didn't.
I think my parents were relationship goals. No celebrity hero relationship goals, guys. Like, I don't care.
But it's hard because you're under the public eye and, like, there's so much, like, rumors and stories that go on. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult. It's definitely difficult. So it's not just only Will Smith and Pinka that go through this. It's definitely every other celebrity
couple.
Yeah.
It's like saying George Clooney and his wife Amal Clooney are also relationship goals. We know nothing about their marriage.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to know what's the truth and what's lies.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
Because a lot of them are marketing the lies.
Yeah.
And for us
there's
to
a lot
buy
of like journalists that are just, you know, making up stories.
And a lot of and the celebrities are marketing the lies into books, into movies, into docuseries, and into this, that, and the third. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean,
what would you rate
the interview? I would say I would rate it 7.58 out of 10 because I learned a lot about Jada I didn't know about. Like her relationship with Tupac was very platonic, was a friendship, wasn't romantic in any way. And she talks about more about that in the book, and that's why I'm thinking about reading the book. But yeah, I think that's it. I would say about an 8 out of 10. It's good. It was good. It was weird that she's talking about it now in the midst of some of the things that are happening in the world, but here we are, you know? Pop culture doesn't wait for anybody, you feel me? Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. Anything else you want to talk about?
That's it.
That's it? I am so tired. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the We Binge Podcast. Don't forget to rate this episode 5 stars wherever you're listening and hit that subscribe button and leave a like. Please leave a review or a comment. Ask us a question down below in the subscription review box down below. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And we will interact with you. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button once again because don't you want to be friends with us? Right?
Right.
We're really good friends. Bye.
Bye.